Hello everyone and welcome to the Capstone Project's orientation for Al Mawakib School Al Barsha, the Science Department. So this orientation is going to tell you a little bit more about the Capstone projects in elementary. So the Capstone project is a way for students to demonstrate their interpretation of skills, standards, and all the knowledge they acquired throughout the semester. They will be asked to complete a project following a step-by-step process provided by their teachers. The Capstone project is part of the PBL strategy, which is a teaching method in which students learn by actively engaging in real-world and personally meaningful projects. The Capstone is meant to be an interesting and a fun learning experience for our students, as well as an occasion for teachers to assess the mastery of all the concepts and skills learned across the semester. This is an example of a driving question from the Capstone project of Grade 3. The driving question is, how do animals survive in their environment? In this project, the students will use all the knowledge they have learned about living things, animal habitats, behaviors, and so on to represent their work and submit a final product. Here's another example from Grade 4, where the driving question is, how do energy transformations help people? All the resources have been provided to the students in order to be able to complete their project and answer this driving question. In Grade 5, the driving question is, how is the study of matter and its properties helpful to the community? Students will be able to use all the knowledge they learned about matter throughout the semester and use the resources provided by the teacher in order to complete their project and answer this driving question. A capstone project is very different from a regular project because it requires a lot of collaboration and teacher guidance. It is a process and it is very student-directed, and the project is based on real-world problems, experiences, or questions. Real learning occurs as the students are working on the project, and there's a lot of student choices that will allow the student to determine the outcome of their own projects. What is expected of students in this capstone project? Students have to be prepared every day by bringing all the necessary and required materials and resources that will help them to complete their project. Students have to work independently as much as possible while following the teacher's instructions, direction, and suggested schedule. Students can ask questions whenever they feel like they need help, and they have to follow the steps of the project. Interviews will be done throughout the process of the capstone project, and so students have to be ready all the time to check for their understanding of their work. Each student will submit one capstone, and students must work on their own. They will not work in pairs nor in groups. During the capstone project, the teachers are going to be there to support the students by sharing information and skills needed to do well in their capstone. The teacher will also ensure that all students stay on task and learn from this real-life experience as much as possible. Students will be required to work in phases or steps using the suggested resources provided for them on the Learn Online capstone tile. Students will complete all the work during class time, and the teacher will be asking students interview questions either face-to-face or in breakout rooms on Microsoft Teams. This will be considered as the interview grade, and it will take place during class time only as students are working, and so the students must be ready at any time to be asked these questions, and they have to be ready to show their work. The grading of the capstone project is divided into two parts. The first part is the final product, which is worth 70%, and the second part are the interviews, which are worth 30%. The interviews are done as an ongoing formative assessment to check for the understanding of the students on their project. They will be graded based on a rubric, and students must answer in complete sentences using formal English and provide responses showing their understanding. These interviews will take place several times throughout the duration of the capstone project, and students should be ready at any time. The capstone projects will be graded using a rubric, and this rubric is a grading method that describes the project criteria and the descriptors for each criteria. This rubric is shared at the beginning of the project with the students so that it guides their work and tells them what to focus on. Rubrics can differ from one grade level to another. In grades 3 to 5, the rubric contains several criteria, each worth 4 points, with 4 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. Students must attempt to score 4 points on every criteria. This is one of the rubrics used in capstone projects for elementary, showing 6 different criteria: demonstration of knowledge, clarity of content, use of academic vocab, layout and organization, creativity, and reflection. This rubric is shared with the students before they even begin working on the project, and so they should be aiming to score 4 points on each and every criterion. Finally, the capstone projects are supposed to be a fun and enjoyable learning experience for students and an opportunity for them to express their learning. They will work by applying all the skills that they have learned and gained throughout the semester in real-life engaging problems. We want to wish our students the best of luck. We know that they can do it, and we know that they can do it well. Thank you very much.